fighting.
Congratulations! You have found Wrestle Shoot, hosted by the Wild Thing Rob Wilds and the ladies' man Chris Casanova. Combined, we have 40 years of wrestling experience, and we're here to share those experiences, stories, and knowledge with you over the podcast airwaves. We'll be joined by friends of ours from time to time to share their stories and experiences with you as well. So climb aboard the crazy train we call Wrestle Shoot. We know how to do it, and we do it real well.
Oh, what's up, people? Don't you just love that song? Ooh.
I get into it, man. It just energizes me. It's like just play some drums,
nothing would get us more pumped up when we was heading to that squared circle than hearing that just blaring over the speakers. Hit that ring like a house of fire. Welcome to another edition of Wrestle Shoot. I'm your host, the Wild Thing, Rob Wilds, joined, of course, by the lovely and talented, my hetero life mate, Chris Casanova. What's up, brother?
Ooh, that never gets old, man. I love you. I love hearing that every week.
I was afraid it was getting old because, like, the last couple times you haven't been like, yay. You've been like, yep, I'm here. But then again, you were on the run from Uncle Jay there for a little bit, so I understand.
Man, I don't want to talk about that. That was man.
Things seem to have kind of cooled down a little bit. I mean, let's hold on to hope.
How about you? Good on your end? It's cooled down a little bit for me.
Yeah, I mean, except for there's some kind of a noise coming from the house, and it's got me jumpy. I don't know if it's somebody beating in my door. I don't know if it's that tree limb out there maybe tapping on the roof when the wind's blowing. That's freaking me out a little bit, but I'll get to the bottom of that. That's not going to be a problem.
Okay,
God willing.
I hear you.
Psychopath will just leave us the hell alone. So we got a pretty cool Wrestle Shoot lined up for today.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
That's right. We got my old buddy, Matt, old school from way back in Pittsburgh. Well, way back in Pittsburgh. I just left Pittsburgh, but from way, way back. You remember that show we did with Doink the Clown in Pittsburgh? It was since before that.
Wow. Gosh.
Yeah, it went on his television show. It was Al Levine's Sports Talk or something like that. Where Big Jim was the co-host. And I swear, I was sitting here, right? And Al was sitting here, and Jim was sitting here. And I kept leaning over and talking around Al back and forth with Jim. Finally, he goes, this is my show, right? That's why I'm in the middle. I was like, yeah, okay, sorry, my bad.
That would have been awkward for me too, man.
That was a lot of fun. Those guys are cool. Al Levine's a really cool guy, too. I'd love to get him on one of these days. Maybe old Jim can make that happen. So before we bring him on, we're going to start talking about all different kinds of sports. And, you and Jim are a couple of football aficionados. You guys really know your stuff, so might be some fun banter. But either way, we're going to do our show exactly how the fuck we always do it, just the way we want to do it. Exactly. And what we want to do today is get going. Actually, before we do, let me give a big, big shout out, a big hello to our friends listening to us all the way out in Napa, California at the Monticello Winery.
Okay.
They're listening to us. They've got us pumping over some kind of a speaker, so I want to give them a big what up. So before we get moving ahead, let's jump into Chris Casanova's favorite segment. Unfortunately, Executioner is no longer here with us, so he can't do the voiceover. But, if you can't hang, you can't bang, and you got to get on down that road, and that's just how it is.
Cut people, man. I got to trim the fat.
It stinks, but it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do Chris Casanova's favorite segment, Epic Wrestling Fail.
Yes, I love this. I love this topic, man. It's great.
We didn't know we were going to do it today, guys, so I didn't have any time to grab up any pictures to illustrate with this. But we're just going to go ahead and do this with the power of our minds. That's right. I'm mentaling to you right now.
Okay, hold
on.
Can
you feel me mentaling you?
Yeah, I'm receiving it. Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So today's wrestling epic fails. His gimmick is none other than Repo Man.
Oh, God, the Repo Man.
What an abortion that was, man. Like, seriously, they tried so hard to, to push this guy, and they just didn't have it. They had nothing else for him, I guess. They're just kind of one of those gimmicks they just throw him. Oh, let's just see how this works. And
but why did they have to have something else for him? Like, why couldn't they have just kept him as Smash? You have built one of the most iconic gimmicks ever, and now you're going to change him to the fucking Repo Man? Are you high? You had Demolition Smash. Okay, Axe was hurt. Crush didn't work out. Smash could have so easily gone right back into singles wrestling, and he should have. As Smash, I would have rather hear them calling him Barry Darsow than the Repo Man.
Well, I would have went that route. I think the whole Smash thing probably would have fizzled out real quick because they went with Smash for a bit, like on little house shows and stuff like that, trying to find something for him. And I think that would have fizzled out real quick. So they had to give him something. Not the Repo Man, though. That was just fucking shit gimmick, man, like overall. And I didn't really understand it. But I think back then the WF had a lot of fucked up gimmicks, like that little streak, man. It was like that. They're just throwing anything on anyone, like, oh, just go do this for a couple months, and it just never worked. And it's like, wow.
But in that case, though, the cream rises because let's use Duke as an example. Duke Drosy, Duke the Dumpster Drosy, was an exceptional worker. And he actually they were starting to give him his dues. They were putting him in some pay-per-views and they were giving him the run.
Yeah.
Duke was a drug addict and he became a big headache to Vince. And he's the first one to admit it. Became a big problem. And then he got let go. What if he would have just, for a little bit longer, just shut the hell up and kept making those paychecks? Duke would have probably stuck around. But then you take like the Goon. Right? The Goon was garbage. He couldn't talk. He couldn't work. Bastion Booger. That was
none of the above.
Why would they even hire Bastion Booger? He wasn't anything to look at in the ring. I get he was supposed to be top of the job category, but what the fuck was that honestly about? But the problem is when Vince takes great wrestlers and destroys them. That's the problem. The Repo Man.
Yeah. I think at that point, I know the ratings were pretty bad around that time too. Like they were, the draws and the shows were bad. Like it was not really good. That's when Hogan left. I think they're just trying trying to do anything they want and just throw this on that person. It just didn't work. There was for at least a couple years, there was like tons of gimmicks that were just failed. But
they redirected him over to WCW where he was the what was he, the Blacktop Bruiser? Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
It was another horrible gimmick. WCW should have just said, here's Barry Darsow.
Yeah.
Still wear some kind of face paint, still look vicious, and be Barry Darsow. Don't wear a trench coat that's got pieces of tire tread cut off and stapled to it, for Christ's sakes.
Okay, so you did goodwill, man.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the day that he debuted and he walked up to the camera and went, pay your stinking bills. I was like, oh no, that is Smash. No. So yeah.
They put him in a feud with Macho Man for a minute, though. I remember that for a minute.
Not a minute. For like 10 seconds.
They stole his cars like that.
Yeah, it was somebody for Randy to go out, smack around a couple times with some house shows, a couple TV shows, and then that was it. Because he repoed his scepter or something like that.
That's right. It was a scepter. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
he repoed something from him. You didn't pay your stinking bills. Oh, fuck's sakes. I mean, seriously. And I hate to drop the F-bomb too many times in one episode, but for fuck's sakes, why? Why did you take Axe or Smash from Demolition and turn him into this? Like, what did Crush have to lose? Crush nothing but benefited from being
Kona Crush, brother. We used to squeeze the coconut or the pineapple.
Or the clown. My grandfather was a clown, brother. Oh, he made your little children laugh, brother. You'll make them cry. Dude, you're white. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're not Samoan, dude.
That's like trying to call me the new Too Cold Scorpio. Yeah, that's not going to work on so many.
Dude, I would pay money to see that, dude. Seriously. I would pay money, lots of money.
You do the 360
shit. Or about Flash Funk, man. That'd be even better.
Flash Scorpio. So, and it was a shame. But Barry, after he left WCW, he got back onto the Indies and he started revamping Smash. He started tag teaming with Dax again, and they went back to their greatest times. I mean, they're still doing it even today, as I understand it, which is maybe a touch embarrassing to see a couple of senior citizens wearing, makeup and spikes and then beating young guys. But I'd still pay to go see them.
And they're wearing T-shirts too, unlike Ric Flair.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah, Ric Flair running around showing off his bitch tits. That just kills me, man.
Oh yeah. I'm just like, dude, I don't want to see that anymore, dude.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn the channel here. Fuck yeah. So anyway, do you got anything else we want to add on to the epic fails of how bad the Repo Man really was?
I have to say this: you do that voice pretty well.
What? Pay your stinking bills.
Yeah, that's great, man. Sounds just like Barry Dorso, man.
I remember when last time I was with LOD, I heard Joe. I gotta stop saying their real names. I heard Animal asking me a question, and I turned around and went, "Well." Both of them almost peed their tights.
Oh, I bet, dude.
That was really good.
I'm surprised you did that.
Why?
I don't know. You'd have known them really well. I mean, they could get pissed, like, stop mocking me or whatever. But, whatever.
But I threw a shot in Jimmy Snuka's face, kind of. Most of them missed, but some of them hit him. I didn't care. What's he going to do?
Was that the Applebee's?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, at the hotel. That same night, though.
Oh, that same night, but just many, many drinks later.
Many drinks, and 2 counties later, he got a shot in the face.
Yeah, that was an interesting night for sure.
Rob, you're a piece of shit. Tell him, Chris. Tell the brother he's a piece of shit. Goddammit.
No, Jimmy, just go away, dude. I gotta save your life, man, because Rob's gonna kill you.
All right. So, like I said, I did our guests. He has a TV show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania called, I believe it's Sports Talk with Al Levine, but old Jimmy's going to straighten me right out if I got the name wrong. But, we had a great time doing his show, man. He's always a cool dude to chat with. He's a huge sports buff. So let's bring him in there, everybody. Smoking Jim Fraser. My dude. Look at him. He looks like a freaking box. Has his fist up.
It's like ready to go, man.
You guys better keep it good today or else.
Hey, thanks, Rob and Chris, for having me. It's a tremendous honor to be on with you guys.
Oh, you pay us way too much credit. Continue, though.
Yeah.
Please carry it on. Hey, Jim, why don't you give us a little bit about your sporting background?
Yeah.
Well, I played football. I played on a state championship team that ended up being ranked 5th in the nation, USA Today. Played college football, ran track, was a 3-time captain. Got involved in the media side by profession. I'm an NFL scout, and I used to send my scouting reports to all the general managers in the National Football League.
Oh.
And I had a mail order business for some customers. And one of the barbershops that I delivered to just so happens that one of the sports radio personalities got his hair cut there and brought me on to the biggest urban radio station in Pittsburgh called Whammo. And so, we were on there. Also, I'm the senior vice president of a nonprofit organization that ran the Connie Hawkins Summer Basketball League, the Willie Sargent MVP banquet, which is the second largest banquet in the state of Pennsylvania, next to the Dapper Dan banquet. I'm the director of the City League Hall of Fame. I'm in the Pennsylvania State All Sports Hall of Fame. So, try to stay busy, Rob, for the most part.
Word.
Nice.
You do stay busy. You are a busy guy, man. I'm always keeping track of what you got going on Facebook. I'm look at you, man, just keeping himself relevant every damn day. I got to work hard to keep this kind of relevance. He goes so far as to throw up pictures of hot women on his Facebook just so people are checking him out.
Well, I tell you what, Rob, there's not much to do in Pittsburgh, as you know, but we are blessed with some beautiful women. The Steel City Beauties can stand toe to toe with anybody coast to coast.
That's true. You got those women with those perfect chesticles going on.
Chesticles.
But see, the great thing is, Jim, I just moved out here to Tampa, so I get to see versions of the Pittsburgh Beauties all around me, just walking down the street all the time. I'm like, oh, this is great out here. So many.
You are tremendously blessed.
Yes.
Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came up a little bit short today, so I'm sure there's some sad people out there in Tampa and Orlando area.
Pittsburgh came up short on Thursday against the fucking Browns. Yeah, I say it like that because Castanova's a Browns guy.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
That was a hell of a game. That was a good game. I really enjoyed it. Even though Pittsburgh lost, I still enjoyed the hell out of it.
You guys need a quarterback, man. Mitch Trubisky ain't going to do it.
Well, you said it right, Chris. You know, the main thing is the arrogance of the head coach, Mike Tomlin. Everybody loves him. But Mike Tomlin is a coach that won't admit when he makes a mistake. He drafts these first-round draft choices that are busts. Jarvis Too Slow Jones couldn't play a lick. They kept him for 5 years. Artie Burns couldn't cover either one of us, and they kept him around for 5 years. They hate to admit when they make a mistake, and that's the main thing. Mitch Trubisky does not fit in this system. Canada, the offensive coordinator with the chuck and duck offense, does not fit what they want to do. They invested all their money in defense. I said on draft day in 2017 that TJ Watt would be the greatest linebacker in Steeler history. Now I'm saying he's the greatest player in Steeler history. Instead of retiring Franco Harris's number, they should have retired TJ Watt's number. They can't smell the quarterback the last 2 weeks without TJ Watt. You know, Everybody knew last year the offensive line was a turnstile. Arrogant Mike Tomlin does nothing to upgrade the offensive line. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest problem. Right now, you got some outstanding receivers, George Pickens, Clay Chasepool, Johnson. Freiermuth is a great tight end, but it's 3rd down and 3, and you're throwing a 2-yard route, and then you're punting the football. There's zero excuse for that.
Yeah, exactly. You hit around the button, man. They have great talent at receivers. But yeah, just offensive line and the quarterback play, just terrible. If they can clean that up, they could be. But I give Pittsburgh this though. They always try to stay relevant though. They're pretty consistent with their playoff runs, and they're always in it to the last minute. But again, I think if they clean their stuff up, I think they could be okay.
But they're supposed to be in it to win it, not until the minute.
What always helped Pittsburgh out over the years is they're one of the top 2 or 3 sports franchises in the world. Everybody wants to play for Pittsburgh because when you play Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, you focused on ESPN and NFL Network. So the Steelers always did a great job of getting veteran free agents to come in from other teams because they play for Pittsburgh. You get lost in some of the other cities. You can do great and never create a name for yourself. You play for Pittsburgh and you're on your way to the Hall of Fame. I was with Darrelle Revis. His first time he held out with the New York Jets, he was Revis Island. And we were at the Rivers Casino here in Pittsburgh, and he had his hoodie up. He was holding out. I'm like, Darrelle Revis, put your hoodie down. Don't nobody in Pittsburgh know who you are. You could be the 3rd string punter in Pittsburgh and you're a celebrity, but if you play for another team, they really don't know you. Curtis Martin can walk up and down the streets of Pittsburgh and half, but Jerome Bettis stepped 1 foot out his door and he gets mobbed like it's the Beatles. So if you play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, even if you're Charlie Batch, the brittle brother Charlie Batch, who played 15 years and had about 37 injuries, Charlie Batch is still doesn't have to pay for a stake in the city of Pittsburgh, and he was always the third string quarterback. So they love their Steelers here in Pittsburgh, and if you play for another team.
Uh-oh, he froze up on us. You still with me, Chris?
Yep, I'm here.
There we go. Uh-oh, you're sideways there, boss.
I am the leprechaun. No.
Everybody turn your computer monitors to the side, but then we'll be sideways. And we're the super.
I could turn like this, maybe, like turn.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah, my neck's hurting. I can't do that.
I think he froze out on us.
He'll probably come back in.
I'm sure. So what happens when you use your cell phone? You know, it just doesn't always hold. I had nothing but trouble with the internet in Pittsburgh all the time.
Oh yeah. It's the cell phone thing kind of works for a bit and then kind of fizzled out with.
All right, we'll just go ahead and send Jim back until we see that he's moving again. All right, cool. I wanted to ask him our standard question, Chris. Do you think that I should?
Oh, but the Mr.
Yeah, see what his take is on a certain one of our favorite former horsemen.
Everybody gives you the same answer, except for who was the one last week that said that could whip your ass? Was that last week?
I don't remember when that was. But yeah, somebody recently said Paul Roma could whip my ass, and I laughed that night like a little girl.
Did you? Laugh yourself to sleep?
Oh, yeah. And then I woke up laughing in the morning thinking about Roma kicking my ass. Me? Roma, I'm the legend killer, dude. You ain't got nothing upon nothing to bring to me, dude. You old broken son of a bitch. But we'll see when Jimmy comes back, if he comes back. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come
You
back.
should do the Ron Burgundy thing. I joked about it later. I wrote in my diary.
I laughed very hard about it later. I wrote it in my diary. That's a good one. Got to remember that. So a little status update for everybody on our favorite guy, Creepy Jimmy. He got his biopsy results back, and he did come back positive for throat cancer. Then his doctors swooped in and told him that they caught it very, very early, and what he has in particular is very treatable. So they're getting moving on it early, and right now we're just going to keep on, praying for him and thinking good thoughts for him, and he will recover. I figure he's just too creepy to die, right? Like the Reaper's going to show up and be like, "Okay, Mr. Castle." He's going to say, "Oh, yeah." Reeves going to say, "Whoa,
Yeah,
I'll come back, man. I'll come back. You just hang out here."
Yeah, I'm a little weirded out right now.
So, anyway, Wrangler Dave's out there in Napa, and he's working on the Marcello winery, helping pick the grapes and whatnot. Sounds kind of cool. Maybe we should take ourselves out there and pay them a visit one of these days.
Have you been to a winery?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, my mom grew up in Napa, so my grandparents lived there. And
Okay.
we did all kinds of the local Napa things, and the wineries are fun, except one of them we went to, and I can't remember the name of it, but I swear for God, that castle-looking winery was haunted.
Yeah.
I saw people where I shouldn't have saw people. It's the truth.
Really? Like just like seeing like ghosts and shit? Like
Like people clearly standing in windows of parts of the winery that have been shut down for safety hazards, that they have deadbolted and chained, yet there were people in there.
oh wow, just kind of watching like out the window.
Yeah, just checking it out.
Wow. Just kind of wave at him or what? Or
I dropped my pants down, shook my junk at him, then ran away and hid and cried.
hit and cried. Wow. Okay. That was a little too much, but
Well, shit, I hope Jim's coming back.
yeah, is he did he get probably in a bad area or something? Who knows?
Pittsburgh in itself is a bad area for internet. It's rough, man. It's rough. It's rough, Jack. It's rough, baby.
Sorry.
I was going to ask him what his Mount Rushmore wrestling was today. I mean, I know that's going to include me, but I'd like to hear his other three picks.
You think it's gonna be someone did throw that out there one time that they included you.
Everybody has included me, at least honorarily. Everybody's included me because I'm that great. I'm that wonderful. I'm that full of shoes. Wait, what?
Full of
Who
what?
said that?
I don't know. I heard something full of.
Cut that part out, God damn it.
Gonna do cut.
Say I'm full of bull sugar. I'm not having it. And you know what sucks is the one thing that kind of stinks about not having X around or not having a guest in with us right now is we can't do the liars and laughs. Because you know all my stories, so you know which ones are real and which ones are bull sugar.
I know. I had to sit pretty much all those out.
I know.
Yep. Oh yeah, bullshit. Yep. I actually was there, so no, that did.
Yeah, I was there. That I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't.
But I tell you, man, I feel like the last one I did, I got busted out for bull sugar pretty quick. But I feel like for the most part, when I'm trying to tell the story like it really happened, but it didn't happen, I can be pretty convincing.
Well, you do have a story. You do have a story voice. Like you kind of have that like story time voice where you're kind of talking, and people are generally like interested. Like
okay. See, I was going to ask what you meant by that. If you were saying I have a story time voice, like Rob starts talking, we fall asleep, or if you were going to say, we're riveted by your story.
No, you got some. Yeah, there's definitely some motivation there. Trust me, there's people that you fucking talk, man. You just want to fucking like rip your ears out. Like, dude, I can't listen to this anymore, dude.
Oh my goodness! I just realized we have the Anti-Social Network podcast group up for our background, and let's get back to our roots. That looks much.
Looks like the old wrestling ring, man. Kind of.
I miss that ring.
That was a great bumping ring, man. I loved it. Probably the best I've ever been in.
We actually had that ring for the viewers. We had that 16 by 16 custom made. I drew up the plans myself. We took it to a welder, brought it back in, got it set up for the first time, took our first bump, and was like, whoa, that's how a ring is supposed to feel. So that's like my Al Bundy, 3 touchdowns in one game, Peg. Damn it, Peg. 3 touchdowns in one game.
Do the Heisman pose, right?
That's my big success story is I built a great ring, damn it. Well, I didn't actually build it, but I designed it.
Yeah. Polk High.
Okay. Let me see. Did we lose you, Jimmy?
You should talk about your legends, man. You got to come up with something, man. I think you should come up with one.
What?
You should talk about your legends, your legends thing.
Which legends thing?
Your legend segment.
Oh, where are they now?
Yeah, should bring one of those up.
Yeah, you mean right now?
Oh no, we can talk about them. Yeah, just bring up a legend.
All right, well, let's talk about Dusty Rhodes. Oh wait, we know where he is. Oh, let's go over the Macho. No, we can't do that one either. How about Ravishing Rick? Whoa, dead too. Shit.
How about Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig? Nope, can't do that one. Shit.
Can't run that one either.
They're dropping like flies, man.
I mean, what, we want to talk about Eddie Guerrero? Shit, no.
Oh.
I got it. Chris Benoit.
Yeah. That's
swing and a miss, Rob. Swing and a miss. Not even a chuckle. Oh, well, good try. We want to talk about, seriously, pick somebody. Let's talk about you guys join in, man. Somebody
feel free to feedback, man.
We're not getting any feedback right now, but everybody's kind of sitting on the edge of their seats, I think, wondering when I'm going to bring up a diatribe about one of our old business associates. And FYI, I'm not.
No, do not. Yep.
No, I'm not. We will be, however, immediately following Wrestle Shoot. I'm cleaning up Closet Plug. You can tune into that one. But here on Wrestle Shoot, we're not going to give that guy one more second of airtime or publicity.
Yeah, no, don't wait. I wouldn't waste any breath on that, to be honest.
Yeah, because I'm getting pretty up there, man. I don't want to lose my last breath. I know. Let me tell you about. It's funny, we were doing just thinking of dying on the air. We were talking earlier with the Butcher, our newest personality here on the Anti-Social Network.
Oh, yeah.
Group. And we just made a little spoof about Elizabeth and how then we started talking about Dead Snow. It's a zombie, horrible Swedish subtitled movie. So he says so bad it's good. And I was like, well, I mean, Elizabeth surely hadn't have seen that movie. He said, I don't know, maybe she might have. I said, maybe she's not dead. Maybe she's just hiding from the hideousness of that movie.
Oh,
And
wow.
he goes, you know, the snipers are outside my window right now, getting ready to put one in the back of my head if we don't stop talking about her. I'm
Wow.
like, no, dude, let's get you whacked live on the air. That sounds awesome. That right there, that's content.
That is some serious fucking content, man.
He's a cool guy, the Butcher. He's going to fit in really well with us. And anybody listening, we are accepting applications from personalities who have unique and innovative show ideas. Just keep in mind that this network is not for kids shows. If you want to do a cartoon review, you're on the wrong station.
Yeah.
Jack. Now, if you have somebody who wants to do an adult movie review, maybe we could talk about that. We're just not going to talk about politics or religion, and there's no wiggle room on that one. Unless you're doing a parody show. Now, I would love to get a good satire show on. That would be funny.
Okay. That would be actually.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Like, I started talking about we're recruiting and all kinds of people left. Come back, you dirty, two-faced, half-hearted sons of bitches.
Oh my God.
And now they're coming back. Look at that. It's like they were just maybe they were all restarting their computer at once.
Wow. Oh, by the way, I watched that match of yours with Harley and Andre.
Oh yeah, that was good shit, huh?
Yeah, that was a very, very good match. Long, but ended with a double disqualification or something like that, double count out or something. It was they ended it. It was a good match though. When he picked up Andre, that was like the first slam ever. So Hogan
was the first slam ever. I think the first one who slammed Andre was Harley. I was a Superstar.
Well, Superstar got him up.
I think he's the first one who did the body slam on Andre.
Oh, regardless, fucking Harley.
Just because we are a wrestling show, we jumped over to the Butcher show. That's his background. But I did that so I could show you some comparison photos we put up of Tony Khan. I proclaimed that there are two sides to Tony Khan. There's the
sides.
There's the stoner Tony Khan, right? The pothead, the guy who just tries to be really laid back before the shows. And then there's show day, all coked out Tony Khan. Look at him. Eyes are huge. He's all oily and bugged out.
Yeah.
Woo, yeah. Tony is wired right there. And if I say somebody's on coke, you know it's the truth. You know they're on coke. I can spot that shit.
Dude, it looks like that, man. Put that up one more time. I got to see that again.
All right, let me switch back over to the Butcher's channel. I'm scared just even bringing him up, that guy. He's terrifying. All right, Tony Khan on your any given Sunday, just kind of gabbing, stoned out of his brain, having a good time. He's so high, he actually had to wear his glasses. And then here comes show day when he's all slacked out of his brain on a big mountain of whiteness, not wearing his glasses because they're just in the way.
Fucking take that shit off.
Take that shit off. Yeah, we're clearly just struggling to fill some time here. We've been waiting for him to come back, but I'm getting the feeling Jim's not coming back.
Yeah, maybe he's in a bad area. Who knows? Or maybe he doesn't like
it. He's in a bad area. He's in Pittsburgh. He needs to be out here in Tampa. You need to be out here in Tampa, you miserable bastard.
Yeah, sitting on the beach, looking at the views.
Maybe you're going to buy your houseboat out here. We'll broadcast Wrestle Shoot live from the bow of the houseboat.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
That's going to be amazing. Sit on a little boat, just chill. It's going to be awesome.
I don't think it's going to be that little.
Oh, it's going to be good size. Yeah.
Well, you said little boat. Oh, were you using a little boat like mini motel?
Yeah. The little gimmick I run all the time. You know that.
What the hell is a mini motel?
I don't know, but it sounds cool.
It sounds cool. What's I had a dream the other day that I was actually getting ready in the ring to square for Paul Roma. And you were standing in my corner. Our hopefully still manager, Satranic, was standing in our corner. And I was getting ready to throw hands on Roma. And then all of a sudden, here comes Tully Blanchard storming down to the ring. Wow. I wonder if Tully Blanchard is still taking bookings and we could have a kind of Horseman-ish reunion.
I don't know. He was with AEW, wasn't he?
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, I love Tully. He's one of my favorites ever. But I would love the opportunity to slap the shit out of Tully Blanchard right along with Paul Roman.
All right.
I don't think either of those fools would have just a heartbeat of a chance against us. And we're not even close to our prime, but we can still mop those old fucks up.
Pretty much, yeah. Roman's still in pretty good shape, though. I know Tully doesn't look that great anymore, but
no, Tully doesn't look that great. But Tully never really did look that great. He never really had the pro wrestler's body. He just had a fit guy's body.
Yeah, like okay, I'm somewhat fit, and that's it.
I wouldn't even say somewhat. He was fit. He was obviously a guy who was in good shape, but he wasn't all juiced up and muscled out like the other boys was.
Yeah.
So I'm still having a good time. We're just chatting a little bit of wrestling. What have you been watching AEW lately? Ever since they took the belt off Punk and any of that?
No, I don't. I really watch it, man. It's on like 2 or 3 times a week, dude. Like, which to me, I think that's a little fucking overkill. It's like AEW Rampage, AEW Dark, or some shit, and then AEW something else. I can't remember, but they're like 3 days a week, dude. I'm like,
is Dark on TV? I thought Dark was an online show.
Maybe it's an online show. Maybe it is an online show.
Yeah, the Big Show hosts that, right?
Yes, and he must. And it's twice a week though. But still, I don't know. That's a lot, man. That's still a lot, I think, for AEW.
Well, apparently, since stripping that belt off of Punk, I guess just a couple of weeks ago, they've already done 2 title changes for their big belt. Look at me, 2 title changes. 2. This is our heavyweight champion where only the best of the best gets it. They're going to trade it off every week. What the?
That just
back in the days when you would have the belt, you got the belt, you'd have it for like a year. Minimum.
It doesn't matter, dude. It has no merit anymore. It doesn't matter. They change it so often. It's just I remember back in the day when the Intercontinental title was legit. It was like the shit to have, that title. Do you remember? You remember those days, obviously, right?
That was the only other belt that a singles could get, so it really meant something. It was as coveted almost as Hogan's belt because it was the only other belt available. Then they introduced the European Championship. Everybody kind of went, whoa, now there's one more belt? That's cool. Everybody really received it well because now there's more than just one belt that the guys who aren't getting the big belt match.
Right.
Do. They have the tag team. They had Intercontinental Heavyweight and then European, and those belts fucking meant something.
Yeah, they did, but it doesn't anymore. It just doesn't, dude. They throw the strap on someone like, oh, I hate the transitional champions. I hate those, man. You know what I'm talking about when they put it on someone
but they've had those for 1,000 years. I
hate that.
That's what Iron Sheik was, a go-between. That's what Bob Backlund was a go-between for Brett and Diesel.
I hate it. I don't know. I guess maybe they have their place, but I've never been a fan, never will be.
I've always thought, why don't you just have if you want to turn it over to a baby to a baby, have them wrestle for it.
Yeah.
Do the actual show. And then let the new guy beat the other guy. They could shake hands and they could have a rematch later. And that would add validity to the belt instead of, now it's just going to be assholes getting title matches. Now it's just going to be good guys getting title matches. They should have mixed it up like that, where baby worked baby. People say, nobody cares about that. And in general, that's true. That people don't care to see a heel, baby match unless it's for the belt. I'm not talking about a belt. I'm talking about the belt.
Yes, like Hogan and Warrior, like that mattered. Like it
mattered.
Half and half. Like people were like, it was split 50-50, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
and I would say Brett and Diesel, but we all know that Brett was such a crybaby prima donna. He never actually liked to job the belt to anybody. There had to be a gimmick in play. So we couldn't do a screw job gimmick with Diesel taking it from Brett. So that was just Brett being Brett. And let's be honest.
Yeah.
Everybody who's ever met Brett understands that he's a boo-boo face crybaby little bitch.
Of course.
He really only cares about himself, except for making the match a 5-star match the best that he can. But then again, the other side of that is Brett just looking out for Brett, making sure the match is good.
Of course, yeah. It's all about, it's always about Brett and always will be. Yeah, and which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's definitely one of the tops of all time. He's good, but I can think of a few other people that I'd rather watch.
Now, see, I would go farther and say that Brett is great, but calling Brett one of the greatest of all time, I think I would put Shawn in that category before Brett, to be honest.
Shawn, well, yeah, I guess Shawn overall was better. I mean, work wise, they were probably the same, but Shawn was better on the stick. Shawn had more charisma. Shawn can draw the attention of the fans a lot more.
And Shawn drew full houses when Brett didn't. I mean, I remember when Brett was one of his champ runs, me and old Doug Damien went out to a house show in Sacramento to go see him. And the house wasn't full. It just simply wasn't full because Brett wasn't packing the places out. Ever.
No. Yeah.
And I remember when Brett was coming to the ring, I was so enthralled by Brett before I went to school that all I could see was, here comes the Hitman with that perfect Winged Eagle championship belt strewn around his waist. And I'm just looking at him. Doug was a Brett fan too, but he was looking at the whole picture. And as I'm later on going home, he goes, did you notice they didn't really scream that loud for Brett, like when he came out or when he won? I'm like, no, I didn't. Because I didn't. I was mesmerized by who was at that
crazy.
Time the second best wrestler in the world to me. The first was, no, I didn't. I was too mesmerized looking at the Hitman. He wasn't getting up on the ropes doing nothing. He just stood up, he took his belt, he did the kiss the belt gimmick, he rolled out, went around, slapped hands, powdered off to the back. That's Brett being Brett. And I was totally sold on it. You know, to me, it was Ric Flair than it was Bret Hart.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Rick and Brett had some good matches with each other. But
I want you to tell everybody, Hitman, that you think you're better than me. Yeah.
That makes sense, though, because I mean, it was back in those early 90s, 92, 93, 94, where Brett was their main guy for a while. And yeah, that's when they were kind of like hurt for money, but their draws weren't that great. They were kind of like in trouble.
Mercury was in the toilet. WCW was killing them on the radio, right? That was in the Monday Night Wars. WCW was killing them.
Getting close to, I was like, it was getting to the point where that was coming, but that's where everybody left for WCW. Like when the old brothers fucking left, it was Duggan and Savage and fucking everybody that left except for Taker.
Started off by the march off from Scott Hall and Kevin.
Yeah, it really did.
Marched off, and Hogan was already there. The old brothers were kind of hanging out. Savage was already there first, right? But the real revolt happened when Scott and Kev bounced up out of there.
Yeah, that's when the main ones started fucking following, and that's. But I'll give the ones that stayed credit though. Fucking the Taker and Vince is like, you know what? I'll just start over with my own fucking guys.
Go ahead. You can have Hogan and Savage, and I'll make The Rock and Steve Austin. We're gonna give this Hunter kid a push, and we're just gonna do it all. And he decided who his new stars were gonna be, and sure as shit, they were the new stars. And that's what I tell people all the time. They're like, well, why did this guy come out as popular as this guy when he was every bit as good, maybe better? Yeah. Why was he still underneath? That's because that's not who Vince told us to like.
No, not at all. And I give him credit. It took a while to catch WCW, but eventually they did.
I really, based on just conflicting reports, just things I've heard from different people who were around the office back in those days, were saying that Vince wasn't really trying to beat them in the ratings during that time frame when he was creating Austin and Rock and giving them all their big push. As I understand it, Vince's general attitude was, okay, let them have those ratings tops for a little bit while we're making our next generation of big stars, because Hogan was played, Randy was played, all them guys were played. You only had, at best, 5 good years left out of them.
That's true. Yeah. That's
So
true.
it's like, you guys kind of did me a favor. You're taking all my leftovers and getting them out of my fridge so I can put some fresh food in it.
And he did. And he's like, he probably bought his time. He's like, I'm going to buy my time and wait until this builds up. He knew what he was doing. I give him credit. Guy was a fucking genius.
We also know, we're not going to get into this, but we also know as far as what he was doing with the hostile takeover. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Oh, of course. He always has an alternate. He always has a plan of the alternate plan ready to go.
Oh, he had that plan. That hostile takeover, he had that going for years. And the guys giving the mark reports, they're always leaving those parts out because they're afraid of litigation, and so are we. So we're not gonna get into that.
No, not at all.
I'd rather talk about Vince paying off chicks to screw them than talk about that.
Oh, that's been going on for years.
Yeah. And it's funny that these women come out of the closet and basically out of themselves as prostitutes. Yep, I had sex with Vince McMahon and he paid me for it. What? You just came right out and admitted that? What?
I still don't have any sympathy towards that. I get it, the certain aspect, but it's like these ones that have happened years and years ago. It's like, oh, now you're coming out. Like, oh, you just thought about it now. Like, do you need money? Like, are you trying to find the right time to strike? Like,
I wouldn't feel bad for them. They got paid to have sex. I don't feel like you can feel bad for Cosby's victims. You can feel bad for that. But
sure.
As far as the rest of it goes, like
oh, and it's our Trippy Jimmy is here. Oh,
that was probably the creepiest appearance ever.
Yeah.
Ugh. He comes in, looks at his camera, and then he vanishes. What the dick?
Yeah, that kind of threw me off for a minute. I forgot.
All I know is he better get where the fuck he needs to be getting to so we can do the cleaning out the closet show here in about 15, 20 minutes.
Cleaning out the closet.
Yeah, you want to hang around backstage in case old what's his name decides to come on the show and you could mediate?
Yeah, I'll hang out backstage. I'll let you guys do your thing, and then if he comes on, I'll jump in if needed.
We both know that he's not going to, but you never know.
No, part of what happened is it'll be a message at the end, like it was last time. Yeah.
But anyway, he who shall not be named on Wrestle Shoot, we're not going to name him. We're going to move on.
Yeah, let's just move on. And but yeah, the whole Vince thing, the whole women thing. Yeah, I agree. They got paid for a service, and we'll call it a fucking service. You did your job, and now fucking move on.
Instead of that's like us getting paid our regular paycheck for work, and then coming back saying, "Well, give me the same amount, or I'm going to sue you." What?
Yeah, exactly. But morally, it wasn't morally right what he did. Fuck off.
But it was morally right what you did. Like, that's the thing, is you hear those same words coming out of most of their mouth. Morally, what he did to me was wrong.
Yeah.
That was what you did right. You screwed the guy for money. What are you talking about? You knew you were going to get paid. You did the deed. Yeah, you didn't think there was anything wrong with that when you were going to the bank, did you?
Oh, no, yeah. Maybe they need more money. Who knows, man? It's just, and I think that's probably the case, to be honest. I call them opportunists, man. I really do. They're taking an opportunity to try to get more than they fucking deserve. Fuck off. You don't deserve shit. Move on.
Right in the fuck old bastards. Well, listen, man. I think we need to take us home about 10 minutes early so I can go get the next show set up. We never run them back to back like this, so I got to go through and create the room. I got a couple people I'm working on to come on and hang out with us next week, and we'll know more soon. It was cool having Jim hang out, if only for a few minutes. I think you two should have a little show together, at least just maybe a one-time shot, see how it works out.
Yeah, it'd be great, man. I know we've been talking about throwing some ideas around about that, but yeah, I may be down for it in the future.
Okay, so real quick, just in the sense of full disclosure, if you guys out there are looking to get a hold of us, and let me just make sure I have the right addresses. We just literally set this email up. Shoot us over a line if you have any show ideas. There it is. If you have any show ideas, or if you're interested in running your show yourself, send us an email at the antisocialnetwork22@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So on that note, Mr. Chris.
Eat Rab.
On that note, let's go ahead and call it a day, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and we'll see you next week. Yep.
See ya.